Okay, mic check. We should be live on the YouTube, TubeU, Tube me, Tube we. Mr. Blue here, live, TradePhantoms.com. Hopefully y'all are well and safe in this crazy world. Okay, lining this up. Good morning, my man, Eric A., my man. Always good to see you. To start the day off, set the vibes right. As I try to get this camera right. Joe Frank, same to you, brother. My man Joe Frank is back, man, for vengeance. Taking over the futures market. God, I can't wait till I stream live here. I'm on too, my man. Hopefully you got that recording yesterday, brother. Hopefully your son is okay. I don't have to put your personal information on YouTube, but hopefully yours as well. Hopefully everything's all good. Sean Callahan. All y'all. Ethan, yesterday was I gotta talk to you, brother. As I mentioned, yesterday was wild. I pulled all day with Phantoms, right? So we were all day yesterday with Phantoms, right? Whew, we had everything yesterday. I mean, you had everything in Phantoms. That's good to hear, Santo. I mean, Montu. That's good to hear, brother. Yesterday was wild, right? Just not in the markets, just with Phantoms, right? Every day, every hour we had something, right? Crypto class, Mr. Green, bonus session, Mr. Blue, and all that stuff. So, Jackie, good morning. All right, let's dive in. I think this is good for now. I'm gonna start to stream, like share my screen. This is still kind of bootleg, if you will. I get it, believe me. Probably a turnoff to some people that come in live, like, what the heck is this, right? But it's all good. We don't, it's all good. So as long as what works right now is good. I'll start to stream on or share my screen on YouTube. Okay, but enough of the storytelling. We got stuff to do, right? So Mr. Blue here. Today's date, October 3rd, brings us to a Thursday. New month, new quarter. We had a quarterly prep session yesterday for the Phantoms team. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I'm working on trying to do a part 2 for us tomorrow. So stay tuned on that. Should be able to have an answer on that a little bit later today. Let me see how the day develops, things like that. All right, but here for today, right now, I got an hour with you, right? So I'm gonna go over some pre-market prep, some of the things that we look for. Regarding before the market opens, going to be predominantly dominant on futures and stock and options for right now. I'm going to start with futures, but before I dive into the charts, just a real quick yeah, Joe Frank, yeah, man, it's crazy, and I didn't even have enough time to get everything out, Joe. So just stay the course, brother. You hang around, things just start to stick. So just stay the course, brother. Keep going every day. You know the deal. One thing that I'm here on forexfactor.com. Just a quick little. I like the way it lays out things here. I will check that out. My Don Van, my man, he's always pointing pictures to us to the good stuff. I will check that out. Remind me if I forget. Don't be shy. Unemployment claims did just come out, 8:30 Eastern, right? That was basically one of the only news one of the few news announcements. We don't have much this week, as it's already Thursday now, right? So we had unemployment claims, great, that's done. Market's not really, markets are fairly quiet right now. We do, as a footnote, we do have 10 a.m. Eastern ISM services, right? So, I filter out, I just keep somewhat the major impact news here. There's a couple other little small things, but I don't sweat the small stuff. I want the big news. the bigger impact. So just note that 10 a.m. Eastern, we do have that news, ISM services PMI, which is a decent impact for the markets, right? So. Just make sure I'm not going to be able to, in the live trade room with Phantoms, okay, with the group, okay, not just on YouTube, right? Usually we'll go all day, or sometimes we'll go all day, or we'll trade the whole day, right? So I'm not going to be able to be with y'all at 10 a.m. Eastern. So just make sure I don't make a note of it too right before I leave the room here for the hour. Just make sure you button up your trades, right? Because we do have. Some news announcement, right? Long story short, tomorrow as well, I'll be with my Phantoms group as well, live trade room, God willing. But tomorrow's a big day, non-farm payroll change. So, this market right now, S&P, NASDAQ, has been a little bit more quiet, unacceptable. It's been a little quiet. It's been a little quiet. There's a lot of things going around the world, right? The world is definitely not quiet. I'm not going to go there. Y'all know the deal. If you're not living under a rock, what's going on in the world right now? A couple crazy things here and there. But the markets are just kind of like hanging out. They're just kind of like brushing things off, at least for right now. So, tomorrow, non-farm payroll, maybe we can potentially get some kind of verdict, if you will, of where this market kind of wants to go. Are we going to slap a new high, pop a new high, or are we going to get a correction, a little bit of more of a correction for the month of Spooktober, October, right? So tomorrow's going to be fairly a big day. I'll be with y'all tomorrow morning, as always, God willing. And but let's take care of today first, right? So that being said, let's dive into the charts, and I'm going to start out here. Let's just think or swim, and I'm going to start out here with the futures market. And let me just bring this to start off the major four indexes. Oh, but before I do that, always just bring this up, right? I bring this up every single day, like a morning prayer, right? So the top-down approach, right? The demand supply for some new folks in here, right? Demand supply is a backdrop of what we do at Phantoms, institutional demand and supply order flow, right? So we have top-down approach, multiple time frame analysis starting from the top-down approach, monthly, weekly, daily. Always start from the top-down first, okay? Even if you're scalping, okay? Here's a checklist here. I'm not going to read this out. We have some bullish candlesticks, great. I would just paint this out, paint this picture for us, right? Bearish candlesticks, location being most important, okay? All right, and we of course dissect this deeper and deeper as you go through Phantoms. Okay, the almighty liquidity map here, which is the key to everything here: accumulation, distribution, accumulation, distribution. Okay, this requires a lot more time to explain, but I just always bring that up every single day to get your mind right. So we have the S&P futures upper left, daily time frame, NASDAQ upper right, Dow Jones lower left, Russell 2000 bottom right. I'm just going to mainly focus on the S&P and NASDAQ right now. All right, as we all know that I've been mentioning for now, it sounds like a broken record. Russell 2000 just what is it doing? A whole lot of nothing. And then Dow Jones is pretty cool. It's on all-time highs. Don't get me wrong. Yes, cool. But 30 industrial stocks. I'd rather trade the big boys, NASDAQ and S&P. That's just me, and that's okay if you trade anything else. Albeit whatever floats your boat. Markets is markets, and get good at whatever market you trade. That's the ultimate goal, right? As long as the outcome is income, that's good, right? That being said, daily time frame S&P futures, okay? I'm not going to go through the whole deal here. This is all a recording in the past. We've been kind of taking it step by step, right? Like that show that is no longer on the air. There used to be a step-by-step show, I guess, but no longer on the air. Anyways, but I'll get too weird already in the morning. What do we have here? What's going on, Johnny Steele? Johnny Steele? Hey, that's the new guy at Phantoms, my man Johnny. Is that you, Johnny? Johnny Steele? Johnny, yes. Johnny Steele. I think that's a new Phantom, man. Welcome. My man. Yes, sir. Welcome, brother. Hopefully you found that price slicing video there. It's crazy. Before you even asked how to price slice, it's ironically we did a price slice yesterday in session on the video, and that trade that we are in is actually working out. So hopefully you found what you were looking for there in that video series there. So God bless you, my friend, and of course welcome to the team. So we have S&Ps on daily time frame, right? So make a long story short here, bull market still. right? Bull market still. Did a little bit of a session yesterday about potentially a deeper correctional move. I have a couple levels labeled down here, which I'll get to in a moment. You'll see better on the darker background. Okay, but yeah, we pulled back. The S&P 500. Futures daily time frame here right now. We're hugging the 20 period moving average, at least for right now. We have this impulse right here, where you see my circle kind of circling here on the screen. Okay, so we have yet to kind of break certain levels down in here. So we've been mapping out what's called our Globex highs and Globex traps and our demand and supply levels. Well, mainly demand levels in the S&P. Okay, and yes, sir, Johnny Stale. And as you can see, as you will see in the darker background, they've been kind of working out here and there, right? They've been working out, as long as you're looking at the higher quality institutional level of demand. Okay, we have some nice little bounces out of here. Yesterday's close. We did have a little bit of a hammer close yesterday. Now, albeit we were kind of in like an inside day yesterday. So yesterday was kind of like, we had a swipe down. I actually took a loss on SPYs. Here at Phantoms, we don't hide losers. We actually trade live and we actually show you. And if I'm wrong, I show you that I'm wrong, right? Because that's how trading works. Sometimes you have to be wrong, and that's okay. The best traders in the world are wrong. All right. So actually, I got swiped a little bit on the SPY yesterday, and I took a loss, right? So that's okay, because that doesn't surprise me one bit, because we're in an overall still macro bull market, right? So shorts are still going to be hard right now, for right now, okay? And again, I put we put in a good session yesterday in preparation for not only just today, but going into the remainder of the year, Q4. Anyways, what this means for today, we have a hammer yesterday. Right now, futures are slightly down, right? Negative 0.23, nothing too crazy. So we're still within yesterday's little small body range here. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. We're still inside that right now, very early. Markets are not even open for regular trading hours. This is futures, but futures are open. But yeah, just know that if we do pop above yesterday's high, we could maybe potentially get a retest up into this area here, 58.10s, right? That could be the potential case for today. All right, but we'll see. I'll drop down to the smaller time frames. We'll map out our Globex traps as always. We did map out a couple levels down in here that I labeled kind of B, C, if you will, which we kind of prepped yesterday. But maybe I'll talk a little bit about that when I get to the SPY and the Q chart as well. Moving over to the NASDAQ market, futures, daily time frame, same thing. I can say almost the same thing. The only difference here is that, NASDAQ has not made all-time highs yet, right? So tech has been a leader for many years, but so far right now this year, it's off its highs versus the S&P, right? So the markets are more broadened out now. It's not just super tech heavy making this rally continue, for the bull market to continue. It's more broadened out, meaning that other sectors are participating as well, in addition to tech. Tech is kind of taking, at least for right now, I wouldn't say the back seat. Okay, that's too extreme. I would say it's in the passenger seat right now, right? But getting ready to take the wheel at any moment, right? Big tech, right? Can't fight it. So anyways, same thing. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. I had a couple levels here mapped out, which you'll see in a moment, right? We have an impulse basing right here. Impulse, we have this blue zone here, okay, to represent the dailies. Okay, and we'll drill down to the smaller time frames. Have another level down in here too, 1930s, and we'll talk about this as well when I get down to the darker screen. S&Ps are trying to take a little bit of a clip down here. Interesting. So I'll show you what that kind of looks like in the darker background here. Matter of fact, let me just do that right now. Why do I keep saying that? Let's just go to it, right? And again, I'm just going to kind of skip over the Dow and the Russell just for right now. All right. So that being said, let me do that. So for you new folks, I got the monthly. Just real quick to show you the lay of the land. Okay, switch over to the darker background. I should just change that gray background to dark background anyways. I think I'm gonna do that soon. So I got the monthly over here to the left, just real quick to show the lay of the land, if you will. Monthly on the left, weekly in the middle, daily on the right. Monthly, weekly, daily, okay, high time frames, right? And then I have the 60-minute time frame here on the upper left, switching over 30-minute time frame here, 5-minute here, 2-minute here, okay? So I'm gonna start out here with the 60-minute time frame, and one of the first things that we want to do, of course, especially if you've been following the channel, probably sounds like a broken record, but process system, Globex high, right there, Globex low, overnight session here, okay, so right now, Globex means overnight session, in short, so this gray space in Thinkorswim is that overnight session, right? How many times can you say session in 2 seconds? test me. We have this is the Globex high, here's the Globex low. The Globex traps, okay, we want to look for institutional level of demand below a Globex low. So in the event that we break a Globex low and I look down and left for a level of demand, okay, that kind of takes me over into this level right here, okay, which is, 50, what is this? I have pinned 5707 right here. Now I will be careful with this level here. Even though I have it here, this is not the greatest structure, right? Even some of my phantoms that are already part of the team here know that this is not the greatest in terms of formation, right? But it's a level, okay, and it's also developed overnight. So this is typically during those levels are not as strong or reliable as something that might be developing in the regular trading hours. So this is henceforth, long story short here, to make it short and sweet. This is why I have, yes, albeit it's demand at 5707, but it's aggressive. It's not really that great, right? So in terms of a scoring process or how great the level is, it's not really great at all, okay, to keep it short and sweet. The next one I have down here is 5680. Now, also, I have an asterisk on that, as well, in addition, because this is also not prime and fresh. So the thing with this market right now is, if I'm looking at, the market's lower, we still haven't really broken any structure on the daily. We'll put an aggressive note here. But we really don't have high quality demand on the small time frames right below. So either this market on the S&P, I'm on the S&P right now, this is going to be, I'm on a 6-minute time frame. But remember, the monthly, weekly, daily is still up. Monthly, weekly, daily is still up, right? Uptrend, bull market, right? Still. So we haven't really broken any structure, right? So this could just be an ultimate base, and we could potentially break higher, okay? But, I'm expecting some kind of deeper pullback on the S&Ps and NASDAQ for the month of October. Could be right on that, could be wrong on that, okay? But we'll see, right? So, put in a solid month of September, end of the quarter. That's old now, moving forward. The point that I'm trying to make, long story short, is right here, right, noteworthy, right? 5605, and I think this was supposed to be 5606, but what's 1 point? Not that big of a deal, right? This is better levels down here, in short, okay? In short, okay? So, we might need a catalyst, right? And we have no shortness of catalyst, what's going on right now in the world. But we also have non-farm payroll tomorrow. So in the event that these levels that are not that great, 5707, 5680, and why this is not great, more, beyond the scope of this class, but it's not fresh, it's not really prime. Now this is the impulse on the daily time frame. So this still needs to get absorbed, this 5707 and 5680 to get absorbed here and potentially break in order for us to get, of course, down here potentially. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's going to happen today, all right, but for today's trading session, if you will, we can lean against these 5680s and 5707. Okay, but again, there's a note there, they're fairly aggressive. Okay, but right now, these even aggressive levels, 5738, this level has been working out for quite some time. Okay, and that's on YouTube and all that stuff, right? However, that was not fresh, right? Over here, right? We had an impulse over here. It got tested right there. Okay, and then we had another test right over here, which was low. We even came down to it yesterday, and it's still respected again. So I don't know how much more, demand there's going to be here, right? Because sellers are just kind of absorbing this level right here. So this 5738 handle that has been just holding for right now for quite some time now. If this gets absorbed, we could be coming a bit more lower. Okay, we could be coming a bit more lower, and that's okay. I actually want prices to come lower because I want to buy lower and accumulate for potentially Q4. Okay, so as a trader, you always want to be prepared. Right, I'm already thinking, even though it's October 3rd. Okay, Halloween, if you celebrate that, I'm already thinking about end of the year, right? I'm already starting to think about the new year, right? I'm already starting to think about some New Year's resolutions already. You got to be ahead of the game, right? So. Go to the gym this year, I promise, folks. Trust me, all right? This is my year. Okay, so anyways, the point that I'm trying to make, getting weird here. Here's a Globex trap short, potentially 58.90. Now, this is a very obvious level, so just be careful up here. So I will put a note here. Let me make this red to represent supply. All right, let me make a note here. Super obvious level, but you can't argue the supply here, right? Not the greatest level. It's been tested here, and be careful with shorting because again, this market's still in still in a macro bull market, right? So if I just kind of go to a bit more of the extremes, right? 58.17, 58.17 here, give or take. There, go quicker here. I'm looking at the time. G-trap short, but this is going to be aggressive because of the macro bull market. All right, at least for right now. Okay, so you can put a pin on that. Might not be able to see that. There we go, 58.17. If you could potentially see that, man, I gotta share my screen. This is getting ridiculous, man. So y'all can see better. All right, so this is kind of a lay of the land right now. All right, and just real quick, before I forget, let me just throw this up real quick too. If I just do the SPY, all right, I gotta clean this chart up. We went heavy yesterday in the lesson as mentioned for the Phantoms group, but I have these levels here in SPY as well. All right, so I updated this. So this is the level in futures, 56.05, 56.06. Okay, and in SPY, that's 559. And then we have level number B here, which we talked about. That's the 556, the better level lower down here. Okay, that comes in SPY 556. Okay, I'm not sure if it's going to happen today, but just to give you some insight on that. NASDAQ, 1 hour time frame. For my Phantoms, it's not super great, but we do have a negative COG here print on the 30. I'm sorry, on the 1 hour time frame. So this is something here we can somewhat lean against. This will be interesting. If this doesn't get taken out, we have a negative COG here on here. So this is going to be pretty interesting here. Here's VWAP. So we'll see. We just put it a 60-minute print on here. So this is going to be pretty interesting. We can lean against this bar. So if this might be continuation lower, if this gets taken out, then we might be getting higher. So I love this bar that just got put in on that hourly close because this is giving me a nice stamp of price action that I can really work on for in the event that we continue lower, or if this gets taken out failure, we're probably going to be going higher. Okay, I don't have enough time to, of course, explain beyond the scope what positive or negative COG is. All right, but I'm just giving y'all some of my Phantoms that are, already know the deal. Because you're trained, you know how to work on this, right? So we do have that print right there that you can work on. All right, but just know that it's kind of still in the middle of the range, and that's a negative COG, but we're still in a macro bull market. All right, I got to keep it moving here because I already have 20 minutes before market open. Holy smokes. NASDAQ futures. I'm going to be short and sweet. Or at least try to. Globex high, Globex low. Globex high. Globex low. All right, again, we had levels. Yeah, yay, great. Phantoms knows how to analyze demand supply. Yay, hip, hip, hooray. We've only been doing this for like 50 years back in, right? Yes, of course, right? So, this NASDAQ level, 19,880. Okay, worked out, great. But again, same thing, right? How much more does juice does this thing have here, right? So, if this gives out, we might have a slap down potentially today. Now the level's lower. Okay, remember these are a bit more aggressive, 19,735. Okay, you might want to pin the 19,580 here because I have a blue area here, and blue means daily, right? So this is why I color code things, right? I just don't put, this is just my style. Everybody has their own style. Right, that's okay, right? All good, whatever works. If it works, right? Don't fix what's not broken, right? But I put the daily time frame in blue, and so when I see that I have a level of blue here, even though it might not be the greatest level in terms of prime or freshness in of itself, because we have level, a couple tests over here. All right, it has to do with a daily time frame. So the location on daily time frame kind of sometimes overrides or trumps over the formation, right? Now that being said, the better ones are going to be on NASDAQ if we have a deeper correction, 19,300s. Okay, 19,100s. So 19,320s, 19,140. So this is the better one down here, and we kind of labeled this like A and B. So the better ones are down here. Are we going to get down here today? Not sure. All right, probably not. I mean, we'll see. All right, but just know that this level right here, that we had pinned for quite some time, 18,880, worked once, worked twice, worked three times. Okay, I'm not sure. Today might be that give out day in the event that those bulls just give out. Okay, all right. Now I'm not saying short this market and we're going to go down to HELL double E. HE double hockey stick, right? But we have 19,735 aggressive. Okay, as mentioned. All right, and then 19,580 would be a little bit more better here today, given that daily time frame there. Okay, I can say the same thing for my team Phantoms. Not enough time right now. I'm already like backed up. I can looking at the time here. Okay, what's up, Super Dave? Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you're well. My Phantoms know this. All right, that bar for the 60-minute time frame, right, just closed, and we have a negative COG. So like I said, this is going to be a nice print here for us that we can work off. Okay, we're below VWAP, okay, below the 20, below the 50 in the small time frames, but just know that we are still on the macro picture uptrend. We are on the 20-period moving average on the daily. So that's the challenge, right? That's why I got smacked up a little bit on SPY yesterday, right? I got a little too excited to short, and then the market reminded me, hey, dumbass, right? It's a bull market, right? So took my loss and moved on in life, right? That's how it goes sometimes, right? And, we fought back. We're good. My Phantoms know, right? But negative COG. All right, telling too much stories today. Shut up and trade. So we have this. Right? Y'all know how to lean against that, right? If this gets taken out, that's failure. All right, this is going to be negative COG failure. Okay, and if this doesn't continuation lower and it doesn't absorb this demand and this fails, okay, failure meaning this negative COG, but this gets taken out via a positive COG, then that's going to be some trapping going, and so that would let me know, okay, price action wise, that this market wants to go higher. Okay, but for right now, we can lean against this bar, folks. Okay, so map out this mother bar high, mother bar. Well, it's not a mother bar yet because it's not inside. Map out this bar high, this bar low, and right now, if you were to lean against what side to be on, we're below VWAP, negative COG on the 60-minute time frame, intermediate. Okay, the only challenge, as mentioned, and it's very important because that was the lesson for yesterday. We are still hanging on this rising 20 PM moving average on the daily time frame. So daily is a higher time frame versus the 60. Okay, so that's what the challenge right now with this market is. We're in what's called multiple time frame disalignment. So I have uptrends on higher time frames, but I got downtrends on small time frames. Okay, so there's a disagreement. Okay. Yes, sir. Mr. Stale. I could tell you're going to do very well here as you are really new and already diving into those recordings, man. Get your game up, brother. I'll see you on the other side of this professional trading, man. Grind, baby. Get to work. I like to hear it. All right, let's move on. Stale's making a name for himself already. Johnny Stale. Got the name for it, too. I like that. All right, negative COG here, 2 print. If you want to, scalp, right? My Phantoms know lower high, negative COG. So you can work on that. I got to move on though, just real quick. I got a lot to cover. So let me dive into here. Let me go over a really quick. Oil. Oil is in the dark, so I got to be. I got to talk about oil here real quick. So monthly, weekly, daily, very range. Yes, there's some stuff happening there in the which is not funny at all. Man, people keep fighting. It's annoying, right? With the missiles and all that kind of stuff, right? Geez, we can't just get world peace. Is that so hard to ask for? But humans fight. It's the way it is, I guess. So anyways, the point that I'm trying to make trading here is, oil's gonna be pretty interesting here, right? So yes, there is some conflict, as there typically always is over there, unfortunately. But yeah, oil's coming out of this low range here, right? This weekly bar print is gonna be pretty interesting because we have a nice weekly in the middle here. Weekly bar, it's not closed yet. Weekly bar print, this might be pretty interesting here. We've been having levels here mapped out on the monthlies lower. We have some levels up here. But right now, oil is trying to take its clip higher here, okay? And we failed to make a lower low on dailies here, right? And we're in the monthly low range here that has been range for many years, right? So, even though, the conflict is happening and that's terrible to say, right? And, this is human beings' lives and I get it, it sucks, right? But oil's been in a low range and, it's not surprising me at all, non-conflict included, even though I wish it never happened and this stuff was never happening. But we are coming from a low range on monthlies, right? So, relatively speaking, oil is fairly low based on the price chart of multiple years, okay? Multiple years of condition. So, and we had a failure to make a new lower low on the daily. And right now we're back in daily range, okay? But this weekly bar print is going to be pretty significant in the event that we can hold positive COG because that might catapult this oil market back up, okay? At least up into this area up here into the 76, 77 handles, okay? Right? Does that make sense? Now for today, if I map out our Globex high, Globex low, and that's just a quick skinny on that, right? And God bless this world. We really need it at this moment. Let me see. Here's our Globex trap low. Here's our Globex trap high. Let me just clean this up here. All right, we had this level 72.40 that been tested once, been tested twice, and right now, oil, folks, my Phantoms, positive COG, above VWAP, rising 20, rising 50, coming out of monthly location on a positive COG environment. Not closed yet. We still have tomorrow to close this. Today's only, Thursday? if I'm looking at the calendar. All right, but right now we're holding 20s in, oil's in play. Okay, oil's in play, meaning bullish. So we just have positive COG. Okay, now oil could be, oil can snap, right? Oil moves. So the Globex trap, I would say, even if we make a Globex low, we could potentially be patient, right? You can work on scalps up here, positive COG wise, for my phantoms who know. But if you do have a Globex trap, there could be a trap here, and oil does this. Right? Oil will do something like this where it'll come up, right? Put in a bar here, right? Come up in here, and then it'll just slap down. I mean, don't take my word for it. Just look at the chart. Like, look up here, new high, new high, new high, and then boom, slap down, right? So just be careful. Don't get too, manage your trade if you're trying to work on long scalps here, okay? But if in the event that we do just slap down and we break Globex low, okay, albeit that's okay because we have this Globex trap level like right below it, right? So I would almost suggest to, and there's probably gonna be some stop losses here. So, I teach liquidity, right? I've been trained on liquidity out there on Wall Street, right? So not enough time to talk about that. But I would almost put my entry, right, where people have their stop losses right here. How many of you ever got stopped out by a level, okay, and then right, just for some liquidity, and then it worked out, right? So I would almost put, long story short, okay, even though this long story is supposed to be short, but I'm making it long, I would almost put an entry right here, right below this level for a Globex trap. Okay, that comes in about 66.55. Okay, all right, 66.55. So this could be what's called a trap long, right? Or you want to get long, but it's going to be a bear trap. Okay, and I'll just put this is going to be a trap, and you want to be bullish. Okay, okay. So you can put a limit order in bullish here. Okay, and just sit on it. So this could be a plan of action for today, right? And then in the meantime, it may happen or it may not happen. I don't know, right? But plan it, right? Plan it. So 55, okay? Last two digits, 69, first two. So 69.55, okay, it could be a bullish trap, right? Where people have their stop losses. I already know people have their stop losses right here, right here. So give it up to the market makers to swipe real quick, okay? Stop people out, okay? So, all right, people who are long already have sell stops here, and their sell stops could potentially be a buy order for liquidity, okay? For liquidity. All right, so that would be that would be awesome if that were to happen today. Unfortunately, people get stopped out. Okay, if you're holding on tight right here, but this is the way. Okay, liquidity wise. All right, not sure if that's going to happen today, but that could. Right. Let me just clean that up a little bit there. There's that Globex low, and then there's that trap. Okay, so this is going to be pretty interesting here for today on oil. Right, and oil does that. Remember, oil's not in a raging, fast-moving trend right now. Okay, so some of my friends might be saying, well, hey, there's no level right there, right? Well, this is the level. What I'm trying to do is attack liquidity. I'm trying to attack stop losses. Okay, put your entry where people have their stop losses and watch what happens to your trading account. Okay, you will be on the other side of trades. Okay, now real quick, that was supposed to be a short story, but I made it long. All right, so I apologize for that. Again, my phantoms know this. All right, we have VWAP here. All right, don't chase new highs. All right, remember this is a liquidation. Okay, so the liquidity map wise. Where are we liquidity wise? We are obviously in quadrant number 2 right now in the small time frames, right? So wait for some pullbacks, okay? We have some small little intraday kind of levels here. They're not that great, but we can lean against this pullback in here on the small time frames. We're around like a 2-minute time frame, very small time frame, okay? There's VWAP right there, that white dashed line. Okay, so you can try to work on this. All right, don't chase it right now because you're on highs. This is where you'd be new high equal to or new high. You'd be selling or distribution. Okay, so wait for a little bit of a pullback. This would be aggressive. Okay, but this would be entering into the market for maybe some scalp action here. Right, this Globex trap down here could be for a bigger move liquidity. Okay, so if that comes down here, you definitely need to be getting. That means at this level and all this kind of junk levels here are going to get taken out, right? Does that make sense? Okay, therefore, we could have some liquidity, right? Big swipe down, and then I already mentioned there could be that trap 69.55. Okay, all right, moving on. I got 10 minutes before open, and that's definitely not enough time. VIX. Slightly higher, up, 5.66%. Real quick, if VIX up, market down. If VIX down, okay, market up, inverse correlation. A lot more to that. But I got no time to discuss that right now. We track that on the high time frames, of course, as always with everything. And I also track it on the smaller time frames here, 2-minute time frame. There's the Globex high. There's the overnight Globex low on said VIX. Okay, if VIX spikes higher and continues its grind higher, okay, that might be more bearish for the market, at least for today, okay. If VIX fades lower and continues lower, that could be more, somewhat bullish for the market, okay, if that happens, okay. We'll pin that there. We'll keep track of that. SPYs, SPY. Do you trade on YouTube also? Not really. I'm not much of a social media guy. Long story short, I'm a real life trader. I'm not. Well, anyways, I digress. I'm here doing this right on the pre-market prep. But the stuff that I do, I don't like to give. I leave it there. I'll leave it there. The stuff that I do, I want to make sure that I'm giving it to the people that. No, I don't do a lot of free stuff on. I don't do a lot of free stuff. But maybe I'll do a trading session. I'll open up the room. There's a trade room post on YouTube for Phantoms if you want to see it. I think it was like 4 hours of that. Yeah, I'm a real life trader. I'm not trying to sell all this shit. I'm a real life trader, so I don't need to anyway. I digress. I got no time to talk about that. But there is I think Mr. Black posted one of my live trade room sessions, 4-hour session on YouTube. If you wanted to take a cup of coffee or tea, or whatever, or adult beverage, and watch that, you can see 4 hours of the live trade room. All right. Yes, sir, Mac. So psych gap down. Okay. Psych gap down. Right on SPYs, but inside gap. So we'll see. Right. We'll see. QQQs. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Slight gap down, and still inside gap. Now we are gapping below yesterday's open, right? Typically the better one will be above or below yesterday's high or low to make it an outside gap, but this is still an inside gap. So not super quote unquote stoked about it. Okay, and again, just because we're gapping down doesn't mean that the market's gonna go down, right? So just stay diligent. I'm very close to the price action for the day, intraday price action and tape. Okay, right now, so that's going to hold true, of course, today and every day. But today, because of where we are on the higher time frames and the small time frames, we're in disalignment, as I made a note of, right? Dollar actually rallying a little bit there. Gold, usually I go over gold, but gold's easy right now because it's just all-time highs and fading. I'm actually expecting gold. I want gold to come lower so I can accumulate more. All right, Apple took a loss on Apple yesterday, right? Don't high losers, right? As I mentioned, this is shout out Donovan on Tuesday, right? I had this gap, this outside gap here, okay. Right, so Apple, slight gap down. Apple's been rangy right now, right? Apple's been rangy, so I love Apple, I love trading Apple, but right now it's been, I had some wins, I had some losers on it, this week. Right, and that makes sense because all it's been doing is kind of ranging, right? It's been up some days, it's been down some days. Sounds like a market, right? So the condition is kind of weird right here because we're in an uptrend. Okay, and we have this what's called a mortgage gap, reversal mortgage gap. Again, I definitely don't have enough time for that. All right, but we're going to see if this gets taken out. This is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, is it going to be a complete reversal if this gets taken out? But right now we are still holding below this mortgage gap. Okay, shout out Donovan, my man. All right, pointed that out on YouTube. Okay, on Tuesday, go watch that recording if you're new here. All right, we had a member point out a stellar trade. Touche. All right, I give credit where it's due. Not about me, it's about y'all. How about you? Amazon. Outside gap, well, almost outside gap down. Now, Amazon's interesting because remember this demand level that we had here wasn't the greatest one in the world. We are starting to get back below multiple VWAPs here. Okay, so last month's VWAP, this week's VWAP, we're below it. Okay, and of course, if we gap down, now I have to watch out for a liquidity sweep here, right? So a lot of stop losses here. So I don't want to be market maker shark bait real quick right off the open. So Amazon super bearish off the open, but be careful because I want to make sure that the intraday price action, the tape as we call it, develop. So I want to see making sure that first opening days range and the opening bars, okay, are painting that picture that bears are still taking over with this gap down, okay, because the pre-market quote is down here below yesterday's low, okay, and we are below multiple VWAPs here, so that's alignment, decent alignment, okay, for right now. Google, same thing, kind of somewhat outside gap. Amazon might be a little bit better just of where we are, but Google's been a little bit more weaker as well, coming up from this weekly supply. Yeah, same thing, intraday tape. I'm gonna be very close to the intraday tape, making sure it develops. Tesla, slight gap down. I'm not, I want to be a little cautious with Tesla because we pulled back into the band here. We have a hammer bar, slight gap down, but inside gap, so it's not giving me so much here. right now, just based on the gap. I am going to be working on another swing because October is a big month for Tesla. I don't have enough time right now, 4 minutes before open, but I'm going to communicate with my phantoms, etc. in chat. And tomorrow, of course, we'll finish up the week, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Tesla as well. I'm still swing long those January calls. Only 25% of my position, scaled out 75% of my position. Okay, but we crushed Tesla from here to here. Great, we caught the squeeze, but there might be another setup pending, and I will inform the team. Okay, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to probably develop today. Could be wrong on that, but we'll see. AVGO saved my butt yesterday, right, for a long trade, right. But let me see. So today, just like gap down, AVGO's in the middle, and AVGO, I'm going to be more leaning. I'll see how the intraday tape develops. But right now, AVGO Broadcom has relative strength. So if this market catches bids like it did yesterday, just right after the open, AVGO is going to be on my list. Okay, that saved my ass yesterday. I don't know. Can you say ass on YouTube? I don't know. Algorithm police are coming after me. Algorithm jail blocked. Meta, psych gap down. Now be careful with Meta. Meta is coming off of all-time highs a couple days ago, right? Meta is one of the stronger FANG stocks right now, okay? One of the stronger FANG stocks right now. So yeah, Meta's on a gap down, but be careful with that, okay? Because again, just a short 2 days ago, okay, we were coming off all-time highs. All right, so Meta's not the one to short. Now, Microsoft is a bit more weaker. Okay, Microsoft is a bit more weaker, right? As Meta's making all-time highs, Zuckerberg, Bill Gates is like, what's going on, man? What's wrong with my stock, right? So it's relative weaker. Now, the only thing here is be careful with this short because this black line right there, this darker gray line here, right here, is yearly VWAP, right? So you have to just be a little careful on that, and that's a very powerful one there. Now, albeit this yearly VWAP is kind of hanging in the middle, and we have been trading above and below its yearly VWAP, right? Because again, Microsoft has been a bit more relatively weaker than the other FANG stocks here, right? Damn, I'm talking fast. Holy shit. But here's what it is, baby. I got no time to sugarcoat. All right, so, we could come lower on this on Microsoft, right? That yearly VWAP, I have to respect that, right? But it's been kind of getting violated here, right? Violated. It's been getting touched too much, man. All right, violation. So, Microsoft, if I'm looking to lean bearish, Microsoft's going to be the one to go to because it's the weakest one out of the FANG stock or one of the. Okay, NVIDIA, we're already long NVIDIA. We caught this yesterday. Okay, shout out to the team. Okay, we did a good job on that. All right, team, right? Teamwork makes the dream work here at Phantoms. Okay, we're not one. Okay, there's no I in team, baby, right? It's about we, not me. Yeah. So, by the way, Phantoms, I will say this, especially with the SPYs and the Qs, S&Ps. Futures and NASDAQ futures a little heavy this morning, right? Right off the open, okay, take some profit. Take some profit on those on that NVIDIA long that we set up yesterday. Okay, good job, folks. If you took that, all right. For today, however, we are gapping up, yes, albeit, and NVIDIA's in the news right now. The CEO is saying some cool stuff, as he always is with his fucking leather jacket. Oops, said a swear. Sorry about that. Sorry, YouTube. With his leather jacket, saying some cool stuff, right? So that's a little bit of a pop there. So let's just make some money off that leather jacket speech, right? The CEO of NVIDIA, right? So yeah, take that, take some off there. All right, NVIDIA has a better gap up, but I would like it better if it gapped up above yesterday's high. Okay, AMD, not much to say here. Not much to say here, other than it's in a tricky spot, right? The bulls are trying to win out here, but semiconductors are just a little. They're a little ragey right now, right? So AMD is obviously a semiconductor. Today's gap, absolutely basically like no gap, right? Yesterday was an inside bar. So just be careful with AMD. And there's the bell. There she goes. So it's game time now, right? So let me just take a quick peek at the internals really quickly. And let's take some profit on that NVIDIA. Okay. Those options are up 100%. Take some profit. Here it is right here, right? We bought these at 109 yesterday. Take some profit on NVIDIA, team. All right. Go buy yourself a cool leather jacket. All right. Take some profit. Boom. Yes. All right. Taking this out in my other, what I call my big boy account over here as well. All right, so we bought those options yesterday for what, $1.09, and just sold them for, come on, take a swim, frozen. Okay, good. We bought these for 109 yesterday, and just sold them out at 219. Okay, so over 100% gain overnight. All right, good job, folks. Anyways, that's already old to me. Moving on in life. Let's see. Internals, ooh, somewhat extreme on advanced decline. Positive negative 1800 would be extreme. We're printing a negative 1100. All right, not super extreme. Super extreme would be down here. All right, but advanced declines are somewhat extreme here. Vol D, ooh, plus or minus -3 is extreme. And right now, right off the open, well, just a minute in, a minute and a half in, you know, we are printing a little bit of negative Vol D. New York Stock Exchange volume up versus down, a little bit negative there. All right, VIX up 5%, and if this holds bids and starts to rally, you know, we could become a little bit more lower, right? And again, as I mentioned, those futures markets put in that negative COG on a 60-minute time frame, right? So let's see what's going on here. Meta, be careful with Meta, right? I mentioned that, very strong right now. My good friend Donovan, Baba, I didn't forget about my guy here, Baba. Let me see. So actually, yeah, this is a nice little star formation and a gap below yesterday's low. The only thing right now is Baba is in China, of course, China, right? So, and they're in stimulus mode right now. So I don't want to go against China money printing. That is a death wish. So I'll just be careful with that. I almost would, you know, my man Donovan is pointing out beautiful gaps, but and we are at a supply area here, I will say. But China is in stimulus mode. Okay, so they got the printer on. All right, they're printing money right now. So just be careful with that. All right, I would almost look at this as somewhat of like a buying opportunity in Baba. Not the greatest one because we are fairly high up into supply. Okay, but for a day trade, it actually might even just be a little bit better because we're dipping down into some demand. All right. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have some demand in here. Now we are up on monthly supply, but we do have a demand zone here, rising 20 period moving average. Okay, let me see. What does this look like? How are the spreads on Baba? Baba, China. Am I allowed to say China on YouTube? I don't know. I gotta be careful. I can't even speak anymore these days. What's going on in the world? Anyways, October 4th. Not too bad here. I mean, the spread's a little wide. Not too bad. If you wanted to pick up the you know, maybe a lower delta, if you wanted to pick up maybe the 113 for 152, all right? I'm gonna do this for Donovan. I'm gonna do this for American football, all right? On the 113 strike, you know, they're going for about 145 right now. Baba, a long call, we'll see. All right, let's put an order out there. And I think it's from slow today, man. Let's go, fill me. Okay, 137 they gave me on the fill. All right, not too bad. All right, long call, Baba. Shout out Donovan. If it works, congratulate me. If it fails, blame Donovan. Psych, just kidding. Take responsibility for your own self. Be an adult for once. Long call. All right, long call day trade. China. China trade. All right, let's see what's going on here. Amazon. Had the weaker gap down, outside gap, you can see that. Oh man, this is giving me deja vu, PTSD from yesterday. I wanted to short on the 20 period moving average on Apple, and I got smacked for that. So it still might be. I like the opening bar range on Amazon on the small time frames, but again, deja vu from yesterday. Got smacked in Apple right on the 20 period moving average on the weekly on the higher time frame. So I have to be a little careful in that. I don't want to jump into that. See if something is a little bit more better here for a development here. Come on, take it slow today, man. I'm gonna throw this computer out the window. I gotta get a new computer. I gotta start using that new one over here for for the groups. SPY is quiet right now. Damn. Let's see. XOM. Netflix. Somewhat of an outside gap down on the rising 20. Topping tail on the weeklies. Interesting. Netflix has wide range bar off open. If we want to lean against this, the only caveat to this is going to be that we're coming down into, I should say, this level right here. Netflix might be a decent little shot here. And it's not the greatest setup, and Netflix is unforgiving if you're wrong. So just for the tube, I might want to just be a little bit patient on that. We've seen the video question add on VWAP. Yeah, so just make sure you took some profit on crazy. We had planned this trade. We entered, look at this, take a picture of that. We entered this yesterday. We had planned this right here. Got long, VWAP test, stop loss here, target met, boom, nice. Doesn't always happen like that, right? But worked out. Okay, cool. You want to trade, move on in life. You could potentially, here. Right now, SPYs, you can see SPY, S&P futures just like went a little spiky here, right? We haven't cleared yesterday's high, all right? Yeah, if you missed it, there'll be other ones, Jenny Lee, all good. But we actually spent some decent time on that. I actually did the whole video, Johnny Steele, right? We actually did the whole video here where I actually like planned, right? It's all good. There'll be other ones. VWAP test here, SPYs are trying to catch some kind of bid here right now. But that might be given out, I'm not sure. I want to be a little patient on SPYs. NVIDIA, definitely one to look at. I'm liking Tesla here off the rising 20 period moving average. On dailies. AMD. Look at the AMD got a 1, 2, 3 go. Yeah, these market right here, these Tesla, AMD, AVGO, NVIDIA. Yeah, I'm gonna work on the video here. All right, Jenny Lee, if you missed that, now SPYs are trying to come down a little bit here. So these bullish trades are bucking the trend or the vibe right now, just off the open of SPYs and Qs. So therefore, I wanted to make sure that your risk is a bit more smaller here. So if you were to pick up the video call here at maybe the 123 strike, they're going for about $1.15. Okay. Now, right now, if you're looking at the SPYs and Qs, they're trying to take a clip down. Remember that negative COG print on S&P futures and NASDAQ futures is still in play. Okay. So we have to be a little careful here, but we do have if this would be to close a positive COG, we might be able to get a quick little scalp here just on these semiconductor little strength off the open here. So in English, the 123 strike call, they're going for about 115. Ironically, that's kind of what we priced the option that we got in yesterday on, that we just took profit on. But yeah, long story short, 123 strike call. There might be some play here. All right, now SPYs are coming down, right? So this could fail. Okay, so make sure you're managing your risk appropriately. All right, but I'll put on some risk here on the video here for today with this positive COG print here. Okay, all right, but this is going against the market trend for vibe right now. All right, makes sense. All right, so 123 strike going for about $1.10. I wouldn't go, and if you and Jenny Lee, I'm not trying to attack you or anything like that, but if you're feeling FOMO because you missed that other trade yesterday, do not get FOMO and like revenge and try to trade big on this trading setup. Okay, does that make sense? I actually went. I should have said this. I'm actually going a little bit more smaller size on that call that I just bought for 104. Okay, all right, because look at markets right now. Okay, that negative COG print on SPYs. Okay, so this is going against the trend. Okay, Jenny Lee. All right, Jenny, Forrest Gump. I love you, Jenny. Will you marry me? Now we need the video to be Forrest Gump and run, right? And keep on running and don't stop. All right, long call. NVIDIA, pop new high. Boing. AMD. Ooh, AMD missing this one here. Positive COG, 1, 2, 3, go. NVIDIA. Oh, semiconductors coming out to play ball. I'm already late to AMD here. If you pick up the 165, I'm late on this, so be careful. That's going for about 147, so that bottom one right there. All right, 165 call, they're going for about 140s. All right, but I'm late on this. Oh, good one right there. 1, 2, 3, go. Wide range bar. Shut up and get in. 165. All right, I just got these for 149 for the 165 strike call. Late entry, but an entry nonetheless. So NVIDIA's CEO's leather jacket is silky smooth. And his comments yesterday are ripping up some semis today. Oh my God, my fave AVGO. This one was the one that I wanted. You can already TP some AMD. I'm late. TP some AMD. TP means take profit for you folks that are like, what is going on? This guy is fucking nuts and crazy. And he talks so fast. And there goes my second F-bomb. Phantoms is gonna get banned from YouTube. I am not built for social media. 150, 149. I just sold some off here at 162. Oh my God, AVGO's mad at me right now. I just want to scale out of some AMD because I'm in a little bit late there, yeah? So I want Gen A to still love me. So I want to make sure I lock in some profit so this doesn't run against me. All right. All right, so AMD late entry already took a TP scalp. Boom, boom, bang, bang, boom, NVIDIA. Is the leather jacket silky smooth? It's silky smooth. TP. NVIDIA. See, Jenny? Can't get upset. You missed yesterday's trade, but here you go, Jenny. Moving on, sweetheart. Marry me, Jenny. Take some profit from 104 to 150 real quick. Dang. All right, bought them at 104, sold them at 153. Are you following me? Probably not. Shout out Jenny. Jenny. She missed the video yesterday, but she caught it today, Jenny. How's Baba? China. Oh, come on, China. Baba. Let's see, Baba. Oh, my time's up. Baba, let me give you some risk on this. Oh, bought these at 137. They're going for 111 right now. These are down about 20 cents. Baba, gross, Jenny. Talk to me, Jenny. Talk to me. Talk to me, Jenny. Let's see. So let's get some risk here. All right, then I got to go. ARM. I'm not touching ARM with your ARM, Mark. ARM, I tried to do a swing trade. It worked out. Here and there, gave some money back, and then I did a J trade yesterday. It's not alignment. We in the room yesterday. We were talking about this, but ARM is popping up here on the bullish here. I mean, I'd rather I missed AVGO, which is a better alignment up than ARM, but I missed that. But you know, I gotta go. I'm literally off time right now, right? So here's my stop loss from yesterday, right? So here I am all, ooh, here, yeah, we don't, right, I got stopped out, right? We take losers, right? So it's just disalignment right now. I've been working on the swing, You know, I had a TP1, TP2, then you know, then I had to get stopped out, and then yesterday I took a day trade, and it's just very wacky and rangy. Right now, monthly looks good, albeit weekly is kind of, you know, we're in like a third inside weekly bar here, so it's kind of annoying here, and the dailies are just kind of rangy, okay? But I gotta go. This is my time right now, and so the BABA for some risk, right? I'm just not gonna leave y'all out in the air, right? So for this BABA trade, and if Jenny don't like ARM, I don't like ARM because I'm Forrest Gump and Jenny's my wife. So if I were to put a stop loss here below this demand zone on BABA, what futures brokers would you recommend? How Blue said TradeStation was popular for members? Yes, thank you, Bob. TradeStation Trade over. Stop loss 108.95. Stop loss 108.95. 108.95. So if I were to do stop loss right here, price slice, which is called price slice, okay, real quick, Johnny Steele, price slice, 108 point, what did I say, 95, okay, I unchecked this, I'm gonna check this, we bought this for 137, in the event that we get stopped out at 108.95 stock price, right? What we bought for 137, we'd be risking, you know, about 90 cents. Okay, so right now it's about down about 30 cents. We're not really proving wrong on it because the level hasn't broken. Because what I'm looking at is this impulse, basing impulse right over here to the left. So here's current price, right? So if I look down to the left, we have an impulse, a basing, and an impulse. Okay, but our good team member and great developing into a great trader, Donovan, has mentioned there is kind of a nasty little bit of a gap down here. Okay, right? It's a little bit of a star doji here and a gap below yesterday's low. So it's going to be a battle between this gap down versus these intermediate small time frame demand buyers. Does that make sense? And that's what makes a market, folks. Right? Who's going to win? All right? Now I'm going to sit here and like, you know, go read articles about China and BABA. No. Okay. I got my risk managed, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, I take my loss, my managed loss, and I move on with life. Okay. And I go run with Jenny. All right, to another trade. All right, makes sense? All right, but we're not really proven right. We're not really proven wrong right now, right? So the option is, you know, 17 cents down. It's okay. So 108.95 stock price. Okay. And so if that happens, you're probably going to be losing about $90. Okay, $90 on that, right? Per contract. All right. So we haven't really broke this demand level, right? Yet, right? You with me? All right. So yeah, you got to give it some room to go. And right now, all right, we'll see if we get a nice little green bar close above here. There's a positive COG. We're still holding above VWAP. We're still holding above VWAP. Okay. So yeah, that being said, I gotta go. Hopefully y'all trade safe. All right. Make sure. Remember, we have news in 10 minutes. We have news in 10 minutes. News in 10 minutes. Don't forget. Don't forget. All right. Make sure you're managing your risk appropriately. Okay. All right. NVIDIA new high. TP. Jenny. Bought from 104, they're going for 184. Let's lock that in. We got news. All right, we got news coming out. TP some NVIDIA. TP some NVIDIA, take prof. Feel me, Thinkorswim. Come on. There we go. 176. All right, TP some NVIDIA. We got news coming out, yeah? All right. End long call. Okay, shout out Eric A as well. I see you, brother. All right, TP. And we got AMD. This is why I want to take some profit on that because I was in a little bit late on that. All right, so you can maybe scale out of some AMD too. It did already make a new high. I'm sure some folks already took some off that. Okay, but what he's going for right now, then I really got to go. Unfortunately, I'm over time right now. Let me see. They're going for, well, they're about what? They're still going for about like 161. All right, we bought these at 149. All right, so if you want to scale out a little bit there, I'm going to do that live for the YouTube right now because we have news coming up, okay? So I'm going to reduce some exposure on AMD. This probably already printed a bit more. Some of y'all probably took some profit as I was going over some BABA risk. That sounds like a cool t-shirt, BABA risk. All right, just took some profit here, got 170 fill on some AMD. all right? And it's about at around the same price where I took the first take profit, right? All right, so you get news in about 9 minutes, okay? If this is floating your boat, or if you're just like sinking, like don't even know what the heck is going on right now, you can learn more about that at www.TradePhantoms.com. Okay, so if you hit that register button there, today's Thursday, I think, yeah? Therefore, October 3rd, 7 p.m. tonight, all right? 9 hours away. The countdown begins. Put your name, email. If you like it, great. If you don't care. Here's what you'll learn. Here's an agenda. If you can read, I can't read, so you would have to read this to me, okay? But Mr. Black or Mr. Green, sometimes both, you get tag teams, will host this 1 hour, well, I should say 90 minutes, an hour and a half, give or take, session about what Phantom is all about from top down, okay? Every market, stocks, futures, forex, options. We even had a crypto class last night hosted by Mr. Green, my brother, okay? And all types of trading, all right? Day trading, swing trading, long-term investing, wealth management, okay? Starting out just small accounts, all good. If you're looking for retirement, managing wealth, good as well, okay? Open door policy, baby, all right? We take anybody who is ready to learn the right way. All right, well, we don't take anybody, actually. I shouldn't say that. All right, but if you're here for it, you can find out more. TradePhantoms.com. That being said, you got news. I'll see some of you folks later today, Thunder Thursdays. Get ready. And then, of course, tomorrow, I'll see if we can do that special session regarding part 2 of the caller and Q4 prep. God bless. Take care. Blue out.